Welcome back to RamblingWreck.com. Rashaad Reid is a senior, and it doesn't seem right. It doesn't seem like it's time for your senior year, does it?
No, it just flew right on by before I even knew it.
When you hear people say, be careful, it goes fast, do you take that in or you just kind of let it go through and not think about it, and now all of a sudden you go, wait a second, it's going pretty fast?
I took it in, but I didn't think it was going to go by this fast. It seemed like I just got here yesterday and just in January I'm going to be done. So,
unbelievable. What's this 4 years been like?
It's been fun. I learned a lot, met a lot of cool people, met a lot of good friends, people that I'm going to take out of this college experience and to me my next life. I mean, being a tech helped me out a lot with life, teach me life lessons, and carry a lot of this stuff with me after I'm done.
You got here at an interesting time. I mean, 2008, here comes Coach Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
You get a chance to play as a true freshman, make a huge play against Florida State, intercept a ball on Thursday night against Miami. I mean, you had a lot go on as a true freshman. Do you think about that now as a senior saying, I've got these experiences to build on?
I mean, yeah, coming in, being a freshman, you don't plan on playing that much, but you plan on playing, so it kind of caught me off guard. I mean, I'm just glad I was able to step up and handle the challenge ahead of me.
What do you remember 4 years later about the Florida State play?
Basically the same thing everybody been telling me since that day, just fall on the ball.
You just were playing the play, weren't you?
Yeah, trying to go 103.
Trying to go all the way back?
Yeah.
Really close the game out.
Yeah.
I was joking with you a minute ago. You're on the verge of setting a record here. Thursday night will be the 50th career game you've played in. You've never missed a game, knock on wood. Do you fathom that you've played in 50 college games?
No, I wasn't even aware that you just brought it to my attention. I really haven't thought about that.
I mean, what's it mean to go every time, though, Rashaad?
It's a blessing to be able to play every game without being hurt, having to sit out.
And yet you're the quiet guy on this defense. I mean, you're there, don't get me wrong.
Right.
But there's Lewis Young, there's Jamia, Jerry. I mean, you're kind of the steady old guy on this defense. And yet you got this baby face, and you don't strike me as the steady old guy, but yet talk to Coach Grove, talk to some of these guys, they talk about how steady you are with this unit.
Yeah, I'm like the old grandpa back there on the defense, just, just kind of guiding people, helping them go in the right direction. I mean, everything I done been through, I got a lot of advice I can give to a lot of young guys, so that's what I do.
What do you tell the young guys?
Stay focused, do good in school. I mean, keep working hard. I mean, when your time comes, step up to the plate and handle what you got to do.
All right, let's go back to the Saturday win over Clemson. You've been in enough big wins to know what that was going to be like if you guys could win the game. What did you talk to the defense about leading up to the Clemson ball game? Because it's obviously one of the best games you guys have played in a couple of years, but yet you've been a part of good defensive efforts before. So you're the guy there, you and Jason Peters really, and maybe Logan to a degree. What do you tell the group last week leading up to Clemson?
Just everybody had to be accountable for their job. It's like what we say, 1-11. Everybody do their one out of the 11 jobs, and the whole 11 come together, and we'll be hard to beat. So that's what we did.
What does that performance mean now going to a ball game on Thursday night against Virginia Tech that could be just as big as Clemson in the long run?
It lets us know what we're capable of doing. I mean, we know we can do it, so we just got to go out there and do it every time now.
You've had a pretty interesting football experience here. Playing for Coach Grove, I got to believe, is a different experience, isn't it?
Yeah, Coach Grove, he's a real good coach. He makes sure you understand football. I mean, he just doesn't give you something to do without explaining it to you, telling you why we're doing it or why he's doing it. And I think that really helps us out a lot because we understand what's going on. It helps us out situational football and stuff like that.
He told me in the preseason that one of the keys to the defense was going to be your guys' ability to communicate against hurry-up offenses, against no-huddle offenses, and his ability to communicate to you. How's that going this year?
It's going good, and it's getting a lot better. Everybody's starting to communicate more, talk more, be more vocal. And when everybody does that, it helps everybody get lined up, get their assignment together. And like I said, we're going to be hard to beat when we get aligned and assigned.
You look at these last three ball games. Do you think of them as your last 3 regular season games?
No, we still got a lot more to go. That's how I look at it. I ain't ready for it to end, so I'm trying to think about the possibility of a lot more.
But you know it's out there. I
Yeah.
mean, the Georgia game will be your last game on Grant Field.
Yeah, it's all coming to an end so fast.
What's this all meant? You talked earlier about learning a lot and taking a lot to your next step in life. Mm-hmm. What's the one thing you'll take from all this?
One thing that I take from this.
Obviously, you're going to graduate. You're going to get out of school. That's an accomplishment. Mm-hmm. But what about all this? All the football stuff, all the coming here from Florida, playing at a time with a new coach. 4 years in, you guys are kind of tracking north again in terms after a tough year last year.
Just learning, just listening, learning what's going on. I mean, I had 2-3 coaches in 4 years. Mm-hmm. Had to adapt to a new system. Basically, just learning and listening. I mean, that's what it takes.
I want you to do something before we wrap up here. I want you to tell people, because I haven't asked anybody other than a senior about this, but you seem to be somebody who's pretty locked in on it. I want you to tell people about the climb this year that this football team's going through. And you'd be a guy who's played as much as you have, who's been through the highs and lows that you've been through, can speak to this probably better than anybody else. Tell people what the climb is.
The climb is basically a program that our chaplain started, Derek Moore. It's trying to elevate our game to the highest top of Mount Everest. We started it in the summer and carried it over to the season, trying to maintain the level of play as high as we can. And that's basically just all the way to the top. That's what we're trying to do.
And every time you play, it's a step, right?
Yeah, just this path right here. That's the path we go.
Thanks for the time.
Oh, you're welcome.
That's Rashaad Reid. This is RamblinWreck.com.